Hello, everyone. Today is July 4th, the day in 1776 the United States became an independent nation. Because of the wisdom of our forefathers, we also became a democracy. Democracy means we, the people, are in charge. We elect those we want to represent us, and they are supposed to do their best to lead us, to treat everyone equally, and to continue to keep our nation great and free. The question today for all of us, though, is this: will this incredible system continue? At the moment, are we really free, or are we being watched and controlled? I wonder. To me, the changes in our country during the last 4 years are not only hard to believe, but they are, in my opinion, dangerous. I see our country slipping away from both democracy and Christianity. I see wrong being honored and right being abolished. Just take a look at New York City, for example. Once a place where everyone wanted to visit, it's now a place where few want to do that. Stealing is rampant. It appears the idea of catch and release is also rampant. Why is there any need for police officers in New York? Though those police work hard to apprehend criminals, they then watch those same criminals released without punishment. If I owned a store in New York City, as well as in many other big cities in the United States, I'd simply close up shop and walk away. If I were a police officer, I'd do the same. It's a thankless job in many parts of our country. Have you seen the latest in New York City? Students took over the administration building of Columbia University and did a great deal of damage to it. Many were arrested. They were just recently freed, however, and were given probation, or really a slap on the wrist and a go and do it again salute. Respect for anything, people, property, and more has been lost. Folks, without law and order, we don't have a country. We have an anarchy in New York City, and that is just one example. Look at our borders, which we no longer have. My grandparents and family came to this country via ships from Germany. They had to have $25 in their possession, a sponsor, and if they arrived in America ill, they were sent back. They worked hard to make America a better place. Now we have people simply walking across our borders from all over the world. We have no idea who they are, and we simply release them when they get here to go anywhere in America they choose. We often give them money, fly them to their destination, put them up in fancy hotels, and more. Some are killing and raping our citizens just because. I just heard that to date, 30,000 Chinese have crossed our border. Tell me first, how did they get out of China? No one simply walks away from that country. No one. So how'd they get here? Obviously, they came with permission from the Chinese government. Why would they get that permission? Truth? They have a job to do here. And I can tell you without hesitation, not one of us is going to like the job they've been sent to do. Then there's our government. Power can become evil. It might now be the most evil I have ever seen. Those in Washington lie as if it's nothing. They lie about everything and anything, and to my shock, many believe their lies. Our once respected FBI has now joined those ranks, and they also include department heads like Homeland Security and the Justice Department. When I watch hearings and include them, the lies I hear are 100% obvious, and they don't end. They, too, lie without a conscience. Lying goes all the way to the top. Have you heard the lies our president is spewing, including the death of his uncle by cannibals? His statement, quote, "I knew nothing about my son's business dealings," end quote. His claim that inflation was 9% when he took over, when it actually was 1.4%. His word that no service personnel died under his watch, and more. Lying is the thing to do in government nowadays. How in the world can parents teach truth-telling to their children when our leaders lie and get away with it? My concern for our country intensified when I watched the debate on June 27th. From my perspective, I saw cruelty in action. President Biden was white as a sheep and totally confused, with mumbled speech and fading thoughts. At times, he looked as if he were in another universe. And this shell of a man is president of our country, head of the free world, and the trigger man where the nuclear button is concerned. He is not capable of being president, and it will only get worse, as dementia always does. What person who cares even one thing about him personally would allow him to take part in that debate? Was it all about power? Or perhaps greed? It definitely wasn't about the loss, little by little, of a once vibrant person. Like him or not, he is a person, not a machine. Allow him to grow old gracefully. I have always loved the July 4th holiday, but this year my head and my heart are filled with grave concern. I believe we not only do not have a president, so some unknown is running our country and has been doing so for a while, but we are slowly losing our democracy. Open borders alone prove that, and disrespect of representations of our history multiply it. Among all the darkness I see, there is a glimmer of hope. That is available to each of us in our November elections. Will we have fair elections this year? I wonder about that. A woman was recently arrested for stuffing ballot boxes, but she wasn't punished because her Connecticut official said she was simply being kind. What do you think that woman will do this November? Anyone who is thinking straight has to realize also that our vote this year is not between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, if Biden even runs. It is between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, because even if Biden is elected, he will soon be gone, and Harris will be our president. Can she honestly do the job? It's very clear that our country is today on the decline. After November, it might be at or almost at an end. I love this country, but I'm sad to think what the future might hold. We convict President Trump while letting those who steal, rape, murder, and take over our universities go free. We allow President Biden to be humiliated on the national stage. That's not a nation. It's an anarchy. It's not about us. It's about power and greed. As we celebrate our nation this July 4th, God help us all. Still, happy birthday, America. May your flag forever stand for freedom. See you Thursday.